Here, we're going to show you how to use line object to plot a line in an axis. First, let's create a figure window. Next, we will create an axis. I'm going to create two axes. So one is A handle 1 equals axis, and it will be in the current figure window, so I will still specify the handle of the figure window. And then I will define the position of the axis. The first one will be at 0.1 with a size of 0.4 and 0.4. And I'm going to create a second axis. Just change the origin to 0.5 to 0.5. And you can see that we have the two axes. Next, I'm going to create three vectors. One is x vector. From 0 to 2 pi with 100 data points. So I don't specify the 100. And then I will say y1 will be the sine value of x. y2 will be the cosine value of x. So I'm going to plot a sine wave in the first axis, that is A handle 1, and the cosine in the second axis, which is specified by the A handle 2. So this is what we're going to do. Because plot function will generate a graphics object, it will return a handle. And this handle is a plot. So I will say p handle 1 equals plot x. I have to specify which axis, which is A handle 1 with x and y1. That would be the sine wave. Here you go. Next, I'm going to plot the cosine wave in the second axis. So this will be 2 and this will be 2. Here we go. All right, so let's look at the properties of the line object. So I will type in p handle 1. You can see there are major properties. For example, color, which is the color of the line. Line style, currently it's a solid line. Line width is 0.5. We have a marker property, currently it's 9, so no data marker is shown. And we have marker size, marker face color. And those properties are the ones that you used before. And what about x data, y data, and z data? Those are the three properties to hold the data for three axes. So in this example, we only use two-dimensional plotting, so only x data and y data are available. So in this case, the x data is a copy from variable x. Y data is a copy from variable y1. And if we look at more properties, if I click all properties, you can see more that you already know. For example, it's marker edge color, right? And over here, you will still see a parent property, which is an axis. So this line is inside an axis, and that is X, the first axis. Another property is also very useful. It's called the visible. It basically, you can turn on and off this line in the axis. The line is still there. You can just hide it, or you can show it. So let's take a look. So I will say p handle 1 dot visible. If I make it off, it's gone. And we can certainly bring it back by setting the property to on. Okay. Another thing that I need to mention is how to use a hold on and hold off command with the handle graphics. Remember, when we use hold on, we can overlay the new plot on top of the existing plot. The key point is to select the current axis. At this point, we don't know which one is the current axis. And this is how we do it. You can go to the figure 1. We can look at the handle of the figure window. And we go to all properties. And you can see that it contains 2 axes. And also there will be something called current axis right over here. So all we need to do is actually replace the value of the property current axis with the handle of that axis we're going to specify. For example, if we want to make the first axis as a current axis, all we have to do is to set the value of the current axis to with the handle of a handle 1. There we go. So this time I'm going to use a set function, and it is the figure window, and we're going to set the current axis, and then we will use the a handle 1, and we'll set that at the current axis. Okay, now we're going to use hold on, and I'm going to plot the second line to it, and we will say p handle. This will be the third handle of a line object. So I'm going to plot, and I will select the current axis as a handle 1. At this point, you can use this, or you can skip it, because we already set the current handle. So you don't need to specify the axis handle here. But anyway, I'll specify the handle anyway. So I will plot a cosine in this axis. See, the cosine is there. Next, let's look at the properties of the axes. And if I look at the all properties, moving up to check the property chosen, you see in this axis there are two lines. Before we leave, don't forget to enter the hold off command. What if you want to remove the line? That is, to remove the line from the axis. It's different from making it invisible. So here is how to do it. We can still use the delete function, but this time we're going to delete a line, and we just need to use a handle as the input. So this handle will be p handle 3. That's the last line we added to the first axis. See, the line deleted. And if we go back to look at the properties of this axis, and we just need to check the chosen property. There is only one line. So that's the end of this demo.